It's starting. Oh, okay. Hey guys. So we are now live. Hey, let me see. Oh, we have Tori. Nope. Okay. Wait. What?
Did you hear my Spotify?
I can hear you. I can't hear the Spotify.
Okay, good. Okay. It was still playing, and I was like, oh my god, no.
All right. So guys, we are live. Let's see.
Yay!
Yay!
After several minutes of failing to achieve this, I'm adjusting my
Sorry, it took so long. It's like 8:07 now. So, as you all know, we read Caraval this month. So, you know, welcome everyone. I'm trying to see why it's not showing on YouTube. But anyway, while I'm looking at that, Tori, why don't you go ahead and introduce everything, I guess.
Okay. All right. So obviously we read Caraval this month. Before we get into talking about the book, I would like to let everyone know a little bit more about the poll that we posted last night. So I know last month, I don't know if any of y'all actually watched it, but last month we did I would like to let everyone know a little bit more about the poll that we posted last night.
Sorry. So, I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, continue.
Okay, so for this month, we went ahead and we posted our poll last night, and so you guys can just go onto the Readerland Rebels group homepage on Goodreads and vote there. It'll be at the bottom of the homepage, and our options this month are A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi, My Lady Jane by several authors who I can't think of right off the bat, Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows, and Of Fire and Storms by another author who I can't remember the name of right this second, but it's on the Goodreads page. This poll opened last night, at midnight tonight actually. It opened June 29th on midnight, and it will close on July 1st at midnight Central Time. So you have until then to go and vote and pick what book you guys want us to read together next month. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the poll. So, how's it coming, Anna?
Figuring out things. Sorry, guys. This is like our first time ever doing this.
Yeah, last time we were lucky enough to be in the same room together to live stream.
Okay. So I have the live chat going on. Okay, I have the live chat going on, and let me go ahead and message people on Goodreads.
While I struggle for a minute with my bookshelf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. La 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 la.
Beautiful. She's beauty. She's grace. She's Anna.
Okay, I'm just gonna put it on you.
Put it on me.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to say while I'm doing this?
I'm also setting stuff up over here. Oh no, you disappeared. Where'd you go?
I see you. I see me.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Haha.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. You're back. And you're gone again. And you're back. All right. And riding the struggle bus. Okay. Miniaturize. And move over here so I can see the live stream over here. I'm rearranging things. All right, put you on that side. Okay. And have you two on this side. Okay.
Great. Let's go.
And now, go to YouTube.
Okay.
Make some funny faces at the camera. Okay, so while we're waiting on Anna to figure whatever it is she's doing out, I just figured I would let you guys know that each month, I know I send an email out, but we do take suggestions as to what you guys want to read. And I know My Lady Jane was on last month's poll, but it was requested again by one of the members of our group. So it got put on again. And then she also, that same member also requested a Darker Shade of Magic to be put on the poll. So we did. But we want more participation from you beautiful people. Tell us what you want to read so we may read it with you.
Yeah, like the whole point of us starting the book club was so it wouldn't just be us like choosing a book to read for the month. It would be like a group or like a community of people. So we really like it when you guys participate, and we have had a few participate since we started this book club. But you know, we've got like 19 members, so we could be
amazing for us only having this for a month. But yeah. Let's see. Gonna give a few minutes while we figure this out before we actually start talking about Caraval, because we've got a lot to say. But also, we are going to be working on theme ideas for the different poll options. We're gonna give it another day or so, see which one we think is gonna win, or if it's between a couple of them, and we'll make a couple of not poll options, theme options. So that way, whichever one ends up winning, we'll have a theme for the month, and we can do some challenges.
Yeah.
Go with it. But oh, so I went to see Wonder Woman last night.
Yeah.
Y'all, Wonder Woman was so good. Like, DC saved themselves with that movie. It was great. Like,
Save themselves.
yeah. Superman and Batman were terrible movies.
Yeah.
They need to and make them like Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman was amazing.
All right. Okay, so I have now, let me see if I can adjust that. I have now put the announcement that we started our live stream on Goodreads for everyone to see. I don't have a Twitter account, so I can't do that, but I do have this, so. All right, so I guess we can just start on what we thought of the book. Give like our brief.
Yes, we do need a summary for those of you who are just tuning in and maybe haven't read it but are thinking about reading it. Caraval is, let me get this beater, and I'll read you the summary that's in the book so as to not spoil things by accident, because I am prone to doing that. So, Scarlet Dragna has never left the tiny island where she and her sister Tella live with their powerful and cruel father. Now, Scarlet's father has arranged a marriage for her, and Scarlet thinks her dreams of seeing Caraval, the faraway once-a-year performance where the audience participates in the show, are over. But this year, Scarlet's long-dreamt of invitation finally arrives. With the help of a mysterious sailor, Tella whisks Scarlet away to the show. Only as soon as they arrive, Tella is kidnapped by Caraval's mastermind organizer, Legend. It turns out that this season's Caraval revolves around Tella, and whoever finds her first is the winner. Scarlet has been told that everything that happens during Caraval is only an elaborate performance. Nevertheless, she becomes enmeshed in a game of love, heartbreak, and magic. And whether Caraval is real or not, Scarlet must find Tella before the 5 nights of the game are over, or a dangerous domino effect of consequences will be set off, and her beloved sister will disappear forever. Welcome to Caraval. Beware of getting swept too far away. So if that like intro doesn't pull you in, I don't know what will, because dude.
Yeah, let's just turn that off. Oh no, we need the light.
There we go.
Okay.
But,
yeah.
So basically, Caraval is like a kind of a circus-y kind of thing, but not. And it comes around once a year, and you go and see it, but it never goes to the same place twice. And then our two main characters, Tella and Scarlet, like in the summary over here, have been wanting to go their entire lives, and finally they get an invitation to go, and it turns out to not at all be what they expected it to be.
Yep. Okay.
So you can go ahead and do your rating and why.
Yeah. Okay, so I gave Caraval a 4. Let me see if I can. Okay, I gave Caraval a 4 out of 5 stars. I loved the world that Stephanie Garber created. It was very unique. Yeah, it was great. And I really enjoyed most of the characters. I loved how it was more of a sister relationship based book, where as opposed to like a romance and stuff like that. And I also really liked the moments where you had no idea what to expect, like what was going to happen next. I liked how unpredictable it was. I just thought it was really great. All right, Tori.
So I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed all the thrills and the mystery that it had to offer with it, and I was intrigued while I was reading it. I was intrigued while I was reading it, and like the whole time I was trying to guess who played what part in the game, like the entire time. And every time I'd think that I had it, it wasn't them. And I was like, well, what now? And I loved the way that they portrayed that sisterly bond of Scarlet always wanting to be there for Tella, you know? And the plot twist.
Oh, we have our first viewer. Maddie's, I'm sorry to interrupt, but like Maddie just said, "Hey babes." Hey Maddie.
Hey Maddie, we love you.
Love you.
And then I wrote more in my journal. I write there's so much that I wrote about this book. It's crazy, y'all.
Oh yeah, let's talk about like our experience while reading it, like how we read it and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I read this book in 3 days, because the only reason that it took me that long is because I had to work in between being able to read it, but literally it took me 3 days. Yet it's taken me over a week to read the book I've been reading since before I started Caraval.
Oh, well, you know, that's how it usually goes. I actually wasn't able to read a physical copy because in Natchitoches we have no bookstores, which is really upsetting. And the one time I'm about to go buy Caraval in Walmart, it's not there anymore. So that's always fun. But I actually got this app, so I was able to listen to the audio. Even YouTube doesn't have an audiobook for this. So I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm going to be able to read the book this month. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. So I actually ended up getting the app, and I listened to the audiobook, and I finished the book on the way home from Natchitoches. So I want to say I got through the audiobook in about 2 or 3 days. And dang. Yeah, it was great.
Alright, man. Yeah, I just got one of the audiobook apps. I got like 3 of them, so I have like free credits on each one, so I can get 3 free books instead of 1. But
you can. Oh, geez. We're getting it. Continue.
But like the whole time I read this, in that short little 3-day span, I was so confused because like every time I thought something was gonna happen, it didn't happen how I thought it was gonna happen. And I love it when books can do that, because I like it when it's not predictable. Sometimes it's a little predictable book, but I like it when it's not. It's more fun. You can really enjoy the book if you're like fully into it, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so I think we should probably get into spoilers now.
Yes.
Because it is already 8:22, and I think it's about time. So people who have not read the book yet, bye.
Bye.
Don't come back after you finish the book, and then you can talk.
Yes.
Maddie said everyone was so sketchy. I trusted no one. Same. It was one of those books where I didn't even know whether you could trust the main character's judgment at that point. Like, it was a Mara Dyer.
Like, I was questioning everything about her decisions. Like, anytime she even thought something, I was like, but wait, what if it's not real? What if it's just part of the game?
Yeah. Yeah. It was insane. Okay, so Tori put a discussion for the book on Goodreads, and we had a few questions. So, Tori, why don't you start with that?
Yeah. Let's see. I had to pull up the questions. I know I do. I have them right here. All right, so the first question that was on the Goodreads discussion was, did you like the book? Why or why not? I mean, we just kind of answered that for you. But I loved it. It wasn't my favorite book of all time or anything.
Right.
That's kind of reserved for anything by Sarah J. Maas at this point. But it was amazing. And yeah, I really enjoyed reading it.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like, it almost felt like something was missing, but I don't know what it was, and that's why I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It wasn't my favorite book, but I loved the carnival-ish aspect. Like, books like that, like The Night Circus, is one of my all-time favorite books because of that reason. Like, I just love the circus type thing, and I really liked the world, like I said, and how she invented Caraval, and it was just so cool.
Right.
But yeah, like something felt maybe not whole or something. I don't know.
I mean, that might also be that also could probably have to do with the fact that there were a lot of unanswered questions because there's going to be more books.
Right.
And so they might get answered in the next one. Because I have so many questions. I'm going to read off my list of questions after we answer these discussion questions. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
But the next question that I posted on there is, if you were given the opportunity to attend Caraval, would you do it? Would you?
Right. Okay. So for me, definitely, because as much as it is, excuse the language, but it's a pure mind fuck with that. But as much as it is like that, I really, really enjoyed getting to figure out what was going on throughout the book. And I loved the idea of not knowing, even though that's a terrifying thing. That it's a game-ish type thing. And I think it would be really fun to attend the game. Of course, some of the things would be really terrifying, like the whole what was it?
The under the tunnel bit,
the death for a day exchange thing. That was a little
and telling your worst fears for a dress and stuff,
right.
And then the people going mad down in the tunnels, when the tunnel was being all claustrophobic on Scarlett and Julian.
Uh-huh.
When it started enclosing itself on them. That's crazy. I'd put, if I had the chance, I feel like I would want to go, but at the same time, I think I'd be too scared to play, so maybe I'd just observe, at least for the first time, and then I'd go back if I could, but if I couldn't go back, I might do it if I had someone with me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do it alone.
Right.
But definitely if I drug you there with me, I'd do it.
Oh yeah. We would definitely do that. Maddie said, oh, this makes a lot more sense with what I said might be missing. She said I needed some more world building. Is the magical normal, or that? I think that yeah, that actually does make sense, because a few questions that I had was like, well, wait, they're growing really comfortable with some of this magic. So, like,
Really fast. Like, he
yeah.
questioned it a lot and then was all of a sudden accepting of it. But, like,
Mm,
you know,
yeah. All right. So the next question we had was, what was your favorite part? Okay, Tori, I'm gonna let you start off this one.
okay, so there were a lot of really good parts in this, but I think that the part that stands out, like, whenever I ask myself what was my favorite part, this is what I keep seeing. And it's more of, like, just when Scarlett started to realize she had feelings for Julian and then wanted to no longer marry the Count, but not necessarily be with Julian, but be free. You know? I think that. And then there was also the moment where she started standing up for herself against her father in Tella's room.
Yeah.
And she told him, no, I'm not going to back down. You can't control me.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah, that was like a key moment in the book.
Yeah, it was definitely a key turning point.
Yeah. I want to say my favorite part was probably, which sounds really weird, but it was the part when she finally understood Julian's true feelings or something. Like, she was always questioning why he was doing stuff for her, because she always thought, oh, it's just so he can be in the game and all that kind of stuff. But then there was the part where she had to give up 2 days of her life. And then he ended up taking one of those days and making, like, that part when he took care of her was one of my favorite parts, because that was when I, as a reader, knew, like, he actually does care about her, because he would have let them die for 2 days.
The finger sucking thing was a little strange.
Huh?
The finger sucking thing. That was. I was like, okay. It's a bit, but all right.
Yeah. It was a little weird.
Like,
I mean,
she gets a lot of detail about, like, tasting his blood from his fingers and all that, and I was like, ew, gross.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And then the fourth, that's 3, this is 4. The fourth question that I had up on there was, who are your favorite characters and who are your least favorite characters?
Oh, here we go.
I have the same least favorite. So we can start with that one.
Yeah, least favorite.
Yeah.
I think we all have to agree that the dad is our least favorite character. Like, even after Tella committed suicide, he still was horrible to Scarlett. And I mean, she finally stood up for herself. I gotta say, I was like, oh, girl, if you do not stand up for yourself right now, I hate you so much. But she did. But no, the fact that he was just so awful, and, like, child abuse is one of the worst things a parent could ever do. And yeah,
you don't do that and, like, not even just the child abuse. Like, that was probably the worst part, but the fact that he just went there and he killed Dante for no reason, thinking that he was Legend when he was actually innocent. Yeah, I mean, killed Dante.
Right.
So I was like, what the hell? And then he's not dead. And I was like, all right.
Yeah. Oh,
cool.
Before we talk about our favorite characters, can we just talk about the Count for a minute? And, like, what our theories are for him? Like, do you think...
Seriously got a Mad Hatter vibe from him. You know, he was in the haberdashery, in the hat shop, in the hat store, and I was like, Mad Hatter coming out over here.
Yeah. But, like, do you think the Count actually meant to take care of her, or do you think it was all just a show?
I don't know. Like, I feel like he would probably be better to her than her father.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, some of the things that he said and did,
right?
Like, he's not a good guy. He's not as good of a person as he was making himself out to be in the letters, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you can tell that he still, like, I guess wanted to be with her in, like, a gentle way. But he was still, like, really greedy about it. Because you know how his father, like, basically said, you can have her tonight. Like, you can take her up to the room and do whatever you want. And he was gonna. Before she, like, threw that potion in his face and tied him to the bed, which I still think is so funny.
Yeah, I definitely, I mean, he's an interesting character because there were moments when she herself would say stuff like, all those things you said in the letters, it's like it wasn't even you. And, you know, there was the fact that he did start freaking out when they were in the tunnel, where their emotions go on like a rampage.
Yeah.
So there is a possibility that happened. But at the same time, yeah, like you said, there was the whole sex is in the bed thing where he was like, but then there are also moments where he, like that time when he actually tried to save Julian.
Yeah, like, he didn't want to hurt them. He just wanted to get Scarlet and marry her and take her back to his place, wherever he's from.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But, like, I don't know if he would really keep her and Tella safe, you know? He'd struck some kind of deal with Governor Dragna, you know? I don't know. It's weird.
Okay, that was another thing. They were talking about, I think that's what got me really confused. They were talking about they would mention the dad as the dad, and then they'd call him, like, was it Governor? No,
yeah. Governor. He was the governor of their island.
Right. I think that's what confused me. I was like, wait, are there two different people? Like, because listening to the audiobook, it was a little confusing. And then I was like, wait, that's the dad.
Yeah.
That part was really confusing. When she would call him by governor and then by the dad, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Like, telling the story in third person, but whenever they would talk, Scarlet would refer to her as her father.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. So let's move on to our favorite characters.
Yeah. You want to go first or me?
I put you on, so you go.
Okay. So I kind of had like two favorite characters, and my first one was actually Julian, because he was kind and he cared for Scarlet even though he lied a whole bunch, but like he ended up growing feelings for her and actually caring for her and wanting to keep her safe, and like tried to save her with the pocket watch or whatever.
Yeah.
Even though he wasn't supposed to, and then because I mean all he was supposed to do was just bring her and Tella to the island, and then he was supposed to disappear from the story, and they weren't supposed to know it. And then my other favorite character is Tella, because I really liked what she stood for. The fact that she was adventurous and daring and willing to literally sacrifice her life to save her sister from their father. Like, I love Scarlet, but Tella's badass. Yeah. But so is Scarlet. And so it's like, I really like them all.
Yeah. That's so funny, because those were my characters too. Yeah, as much as I love Scarlet, Scarlet's always trying to protect her sister and everything, but I loved the fact that Stephanie had Donatella protecting Scarlet in the end. Like, that was the whole reason for the Caraval story to take place and everything. And I really liked that. Like you said, I love how daring and adventurous she is. I like how she doesn't want to just be safe. And I like how Scarlet finally understands that, you know, being safe isn't everything, which we're going to get to anything. And like I said, the other character is Julian. That was my favorite. I think what made him my favorite, though, is that he was just really funny. Like, he was so witty and smart ass. He's such a smart ass. And I love those kind of characters. They're my favorite.
The words of Sarah J. Maas, he was a prick.
Right. Yeah. No, seriously, like that's why I love him.
Yeah.
I love this kind of characters, and
like when he let himself get beat up for her, and then like nearly kissed her against the wall, but then didn't at the last second because he knew that she didn't want to do that because of her engagement, and like he didn't, and then just left the room because he knew he wouldn't be able to control himself. Like,
right.
how awesome is that? See, I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt too, and I'm getting kind of hot, but if I take it off, it would be highly inappropriate because I'm wearing just a sports bra.
Yeah. Let's not do that. Yeah.
Not that kind of live show, people.
Okay. So, okay, the last question we have is favorite quote. So,
pick a quote that stood out to you.
Yeah. So I guess I'll start with this one. I had to look them up because, like I said, I don't have the physical copy. So thank you, Goodreads, for giving me those quotes to look at. I chose one that Tella says, which is, "There's more to life than staying safe," because it's really true. You know, don't take life as if it were meant to be easy, because life is not meant to be easy, obviously. No, that's a lie if anyone ever told you that. It's meant to be difficult at sometimes, easier at others, you know. And I really liked how Tella understood that she didn't just want to be in the kind of life where she's safe from her dad, you know. And I like how at first she seemed reckless, but then later on you realize, wait, she's actually just trying to give them a better life than, you know, than Scarlett thinks they might have with
right. After we answered the questions, you know, oh wait, now I still have to do my quote. Ha. All right, so mine was one that it was just part of the third person view, the narration, but I really, really liked this one, and it was, she imagined loving him would feel like falling in love with darkness, frightening and consuming, yet utterly beautiful when the stars come out. I just really love that, because I like all the ooey gooey romantic stuff. And it's so cute.
Yeah.
I might paint that on a campus, because I like that. But I'd also made some other points. I wrote some other points down about the book in general. And I like how the book as a whole shows that Tella and Scarlett are so close. Because, like, the whole time, Scarlett's like, I want to be protecting Tella. I have to save Tella. Tella's what I'm here to do. Even whenever she tell, what she wants most. And she wants so bad for it to be that she wants to save Tella and get out of there.
Right.
Not. I still kind of want to know what it was, though. Like, because we never actually found out what it was. You know,
what she wanted most?
Yeah. They never actually really said it. Because it was, like, after she said, I want to find my sister and leave here, then she just kept saying that and, like, freaked out and then ended up having to give 2 days of her life.
Right. Yeah, and even before that, like, every time they would ask her that, they would say that that's wrong.
Yeah.
That would be a good theory. I think my theory on that at first was, you know, to be with Julian.
Right.
But now that I think about it, after everything that happened, she still wished that her sister were alive over Julian and stuff. So,
It's like, I think it could have been like what she really wanted most was to be free.
Right. Yeah. I think now my theory has changed to that she may have instead just wanted to be rid of her father completely and to not marry the Count. Because I think that was like one of her big desires that she herself didn't even realize until the end.
Right. I had put on here that we can talk about the plot twist
Yeah.
Being behind the entire Caraval. Like, what? Not even.
Yeah. There were so many.
Oh, man. I'm talking about the one with Tella, because I did not see that coming. Like, I thought Legend was behind all of it, and then, no, he wasn't. I mean, he was, but he wasn't, because it was all Tella, and he was just helping her.
See, a part of me at the time was slightly not convinced that she had killed herself, but then when she went down, you know, she actually saw the body and everything, so it's like, and then she was making the weird, and then she didn't wake up, and I was just like, what the hell is going on? And, you know, it was so confusing. But I think a part of me kind of thought maybe that was gonna happen, like, toward the end.
So I was like, maybe the game's still going, and that it's part of the game, and it's not real.
Right.
Since I questioned everything else in the book.
Yeah, but then there was, you're so loud. Then there were the times when she found out, like, what happened to that other girl, that Legend had, like, the other woman who had committed suicide by jumping off the balcony. Yeah. So, you know, it was kind of an iffy type thing, but I didn't put it out of my mind that might happen, but at the same time, I didn't think that was what was going to happen.
Right. And, like, the whole sequence leading up to before Tella jumped off the balcony, like, with being there and, like, holding her sister, or, like, holding Scarlet and saying, go to the ledge if you really love your sister, and then, like, Ella, like, freaking out, not believing her that she's not crazy or whatever. And I was like, what is happening right now? Like, I was so stressed out.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happened. Okay, so I gotta ask, how do we feel about how Stephanie Garber just completely cheated death with all of these characters that ended up dying?
Right. I was a little thrown off, but I was also kind of a little relieved.
Yeah.
Because it made sense that they were all, like, players in the game, and that someone who's not a player will actually stay dead, but if you're a player, you'll come back once the game is finished, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, this is really creative.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how I feel about it, because it would have been nice to, like, even at least have one of them be dead. I mean, I know that sounds terrible, but...
No, yeah.
Like, not Julian, obviously, or Tella, but, like, Dante could have stayed dead. I mean, as far as we know, he doesn't have any other kind of role in here other than he was pretending to be Rose's brother.
Yeah.
And fiance. And how do we feel about the fact that Julian is Legend's brother?
Okay.
Because I spent this entire book convinced that he was Legend, even after he was swearing that he wasn't.
Right.
And then he was his brother.
Yeah. A part of me kept thinking that maybe he was Legend throughout the thing. And then there was, like, the whole talk about how Legend was a manipulator and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, well, Julian can't be Legend then, because this isn't manipulation. There's no way, because it's, like I said, as soon as he offered one day of his to be dead so that he could, like,
the whole time where he was still lying about working for Legend or whatever, and gave her the watch. Because, like, he can't be Legend, and then all that happened, and I was like, well, maybe he really is? This guy's not.
Yeah.
Like, I was so confused.
Yeah, it was a really confusing book.
It was good, like, confusing in a good way. Like, it was the kind of mystery that you like to have.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But no, he see, I was theorizing so much about Julian the entire time because I was like, okay, there's obviously something he's not telling her, and Scarlet even kind of knows it too.
Yeah.
And like, what I liked about the whole death thing though was it wasn't just like a plot hole. Like, it wasn't just something where you put in like, oh, let's just pretend all these characters died, and then boom, never mind, they're not dead. Like, it actually made sense with the story and like with the game and everything.
Like, they actually died, but then when the game finished, because they were just actors, they were just characters in it, they came.
Right.
So, like, that makes lots of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that. It's already 8:48.
Wow.
We have, what, 10 minutes left? No. We started at 8:07, so
Yeah, we started like
we have
almost
till
10 minutes.
9:07. We have like 19 minutes left.
Yeah.
But I have questions now.
All right.
All of my questions that I wrote down that I wonder if they're going to be answered in the next book. Or books, if there's more than one.
Yes. Let's begin our theories, shall we?
So, is Scarlet going to stay on the island? Or is she and Bella going to go and leave and, like, leave Julian? Because if Julian leaves the island, he's going to start aging. Because as long as he's there, he doesn't age.
Yeah.
But if he leaves, he's going to age. So, like, what are they going to do? Is she going to stay on and play in the next game?
Oh, that's true. I forgot they don't age.
Right, as long as they're on the island. But once they leave it, they age.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I don't know if they age all at once and, like, turn to dust, or if they just, like, carry on from where they left off. You know?
Yeah.
Like, if you're 21 and you leave the island, you go on from being 21 and you get older from there. You know? Yeah.
No, I think it's the other way around, because there was the whole fact when Julian had left Caraval.
Yeah.
Came back. So I think they age, like, normally. What are you doing? This cat is like freaking out. Anyway, as for the whole Scarlet thing happening, I definitely think she's gonna stay. One, because it seems like Tella wants to stay, and I don't think she's gonna separate from her sister, especially after what happened with that, and everything. As for the relationship with Julian, I think there may be, I don't know, because they did make up, but, you know, there was just some parts where he seemed like maybe he still didn't tell her. Like, there's obviously still a secret about Caraval that almost no one knows about.
Right. And then there was that whole exchange with Tella and Legend at the end.
Yeah.
With her mother, something, he knows what happened to their mother, so, like, are they going to try to find her?
Right. Yeah.
Like, they might leave the island to go and try to find their mother. Because apparently he knows what happened or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a really sketchy end of it, you know?
Right. And, well, there was the epilogue with Tella and Legend, like the actual Legend. We finally meet him.
Yeah, we don't actually meet because his face is blurred out and she doesn't remember it.
Right. Yeah.
He was too drunk.
But yeah, I want to know what it is that he was talking about, like the price for what he helped her with. Like, what
is he gonna have to stay on the island now as payment, you know?
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe they're now. My theory is that Legend is going to have them now be players in the game. Not players, but actually
have the actors.
Players. Yeah, I couldn't think about it. Like, they're now going to be part of his crew or whatever. And that's my theory. I think they're actually going to become a part of Caraval.
Yeah. And then there's the question of, is their father going to find out that Tell is alive?
Right.
Like, if they go and try to find their mom and they leave the island, what if their father hears about it and, like, they run into him somewhere and he finds out that Tell is not really dead and, like, freaks out?
Yeah.
And will we actually meet Legend? Like,
right.
knowing who he is, because we've obviously met him, kind of, but, like, who knows? We may have actually been talking to him in the other book as he was wearing someone else's face. Like, I want to know who he is.
Right. I think maybe a part of me thinks there might be a huge showdown with Legend. I don't know. I'm just so excited for the second book.
I know.
Like I can't wait to read more of Caraval. I'm so excited to see what Stephanie does with this world, because she has just created such an amazing story that, in my opinion, like, I think I was terrified to read this book because there were so many mixed opinions about the book, especially on Goodreads. Like, some people hated it, some people meh, some people loved it, you know. So it was really hard to start the book at first, because I was like so scared. I'm like, oh my god, what if I don't like this book? I love carnival inspired things. What if it's not all I thought it was? But no, it turned out to be really good. And
definitely.
Yeah. And who knows, maybe we will actually get like a better understanding for this world with like magic and stuff.
Right. And then, like, I also want to know, you know, they had the people that were in the tunnel. We knew that one of them was the lady, like, screaming, the people that were screaming in the tunnel. We know one was the lady that they had seen in the square, and she'd apparently gone mad. Yeah. But there was a guy that screamed, too, and it was never confirmed if it was Julian or not. So, like, who was he?
Yeah.
Like, is that some significant part of this, or is that just filler?
Right.
It was never really explained. Like, were they just hearing things in the tunnel? I don't know.
Yeah. The tunnel is kind of, to me, like a fun mirror house, if you get what I mean. Because you never know, like, what's actually what, and, like, what's real and what's not. And, of course, it's on a much darker level, because, like,
yeah.
go insane, apparently. Yeah.
I know, like, for the longest time, whenever she had first seen her father there, and, like, she was in the tunnel and they could hear them going after them, I thought it was just the tunnel, like, making sounds or making them hear it, that he wasn't really there. And then when he was actually there, freaked me out, man.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
Freaky. And then my last question that I have is, do you think the Count's gonna come back?
Oh.
Because, like, he could.
Yeah. Oh, no, he definitely could. That's the thing. Like, I'm trying to think of what she could do with the Count if he came back, because there are, like, this is gonna sound really weird, but, like, when there are, like, TV shows and stuff, there are some characters that at first, you know, they don't expect to see again, and then eventually they make them come back and everything, and they end up serving a much higher purpose than was intended at first. So I think with the Count that might happen. At this point, though, it's like the only reason he was there was because, you know, he paid the dad to get the daughter. And now they both think that the sister is dead, so that whole thing is, like, done with. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to say no, because there is a chance that he might, but at this point, I'm not really seeing a reason for him to come back, unless he's, like, part of something larger that they don't know about. Which,
yeah, like unless the governor finds out that Tella's alive and decides that he wants to go back and take the daughters back and then promise Scarlet to the count again.
Yeah.
That was a mess. That was a big mess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I have.
I think that was great.
Yeah, definitely. I think our first actual live show from different areas.
Yeah. It took a while for us to set it up, but we finally got it.
Maybe better next time.
Yeah, we don't seem to have any more questions either. So,
Maddie's there?
huh?
Is Maddie still there?
I don't think. I think she left.
Oh, bye,
Probably
Maddie.
Yeah.
We
That's
love you
fine.
anyway.
I love you, Maddie. Yeah.
Shout out to Maddie. She's got a channel. She does things.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the last thing we can say is don't forget to go vote for the poll.
It closes in 3 days. 2 days.
2 days. It is the 29th. So
and
it closes
first, so yeah.
Yeah. Less than 2 days now.
Oof. Yeah. Yeah, less than 2 days. Go vote for what you all want to read next month so we can all read them together and have fun and discuss them. And then post your discussions about Caraval in the book talk section on Goodreads because we want to know what y'all's thoughts are on this book. So that's pretty much it, guys.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
Huh?
Is there anything else you want to say?
No, I think that's it. Thank you all so much for, joining in.
Thanks for being a part of this book club and giving us something fun to do every month.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Bye.
Yeah. Also, sorry.
Just kidding.
Before we go, just another reminder. Let us know. I think I'm gonna start putting up something for July. Let us know what theme you think that we should do for this coming month, like for a TBR thing.
Yes. It can be related to the book that we do or not, but it's more fun. It's usually more fun if it's related to the book that you do. So, like, if y'all want to maybe throw up some suggestions for the different books that we have listed in the poll,
right?
That'd be awesome. We're open to suggestions, definitely.
Yeah. And so far, it seems My Lady Jane is winning, so that's cool.
And Darker Shade of Magic is right behind with 1 vote.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, it is 9 o'clock, so looks like we're done.
Yeah. Thank y'all so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Bye.
All right. Bye, guys.